When did you decide I want to be a doctor?
I think it was when I don't know if I actually made the decision. I just always thought it. I don't remember not thinking I wasn't going to be one, but I thought my dad was a doctor, so I thought, oh, I'll be a doctor. It wasn't. It was just kind of like, I guess, an immature thought process, not understanding what that really meant. But my dad was a doctor, and I always looked up to him growing up. So I'm like, oh, I'll be a doctor too.
Okay, what kind of
Yeah.
doctor was your dad?
He was an arthritis doctor. So my dad was a doctor, and my aunt was a doctor, and another aunt. So there were a lot of doctors.
You grew up
Yeah,
from a in a well established medical family.
yeah,
Awesome.
yep, yeah.
Was there ever a time where um, you doubted you could become a doctor?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
Even when I was in school, it's kind of funny. You doubt yourself because you're around so many smart people. You Everyone is super cutthroat. Not super cutthroat, but there's a lot of cutthroat people, and it's it's kind of sad. It doesn't need to be that way, but it's just how it is. Everyone's type A, and so you're always measuring yourself, and where are you going to go to in undergrad, where are you going to go to residency when you're in podiatry school, and where are you going to school when you're in college, and it's just always a constant battle. So it is kind of nice to be 20 years into practice and you're like, you don't care about that stuff anymore. It's kind of nice. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely self-doubt. You just have to. My dad would tell me, what's the worst that can happen if you fail a test or if you don't do something well? What's the absolute worst thing that can happen? And I would say, I don't know, I guess I can take it again or repeat it. He goes, exactly. So it's not cancer, it's not death. You'll just redo it. And he would always kind of make me laugh, and you know I would always do okay. So I worried for no, it's a waste of energy. I was worrying for nothing.
Great,
But
great.
yeah.
When were you drawn to become a podiatrist?
Um, I took the MCAT, and I'm not standard tests, and I are just kind of, I just do okay on them. I'm not terrific at them. I think I get bored or nervous with the timing, and so I've just always been middle, like not amazing. So I had an okay MCAT. I interviewed 2 times at Galveston Medical School, and they waitlisted me because they're like, if you could just bring your score up 2 points, we will admit you because you have all the other criteria. I'm like, that's stupid. I'm like,
Mm,
2 points, how is that going to make me a better doctor? I'm still the same person. It just means maybe I had a bad testing day, or I had a little anxiety with the testing, or I don't know. But I just was like, that's crazy. But okay. So I kept working, and then you get on these mailer lists. It's like the SAT where a million colleges send you information because you took the SAT. So with the MCAT, it's the same thing. They know you're trying to get in, so you get mailers. And I got something from podiatry school, and I'm like, what is this? What's podiatry? And my dad said, "Oh, that's feet, that's ankles and feet. I know podiatrists here in town. Why don't you go follow them around?" So I went to the University of Texas Health Science Center and followed them around in their clinic. And then there were some podiatrists here in town that were really sweet, really nice. They let me watch them in clinic and the operating room. And I was like, oh, I could totally do this. And I mean, I didn't see, there wasn't really a difference to me. So I didn't understand that it was so different. And I went and visited the schools in San Francisco and Chicago. And I'm like, the one in Chicago was like gorgeous day in the summer. Have you been to Chicago in the summer?
yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And my school at the time was right like 2-minute walk from Michigan Avenue.
Hmm.
So like in a great area, and it kind of was just almost like when you meet the person you're going to marry, or you have a
Hmm.
great first date. It was just one of those days where it was beautiful outside, and it was just, I was like, I'm totally going to come here. And I was dating someone at the time, and I was like, well, I need to, I'm not engaged, so I'm going to go. And so I told him, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going to Chicago. And he's like, "You're doing what?" So I just took a leap, and I'm glad I did it. It's a great career. especially for
Cool.
women. Yeah.
Cool. Most people have like all kinds of hurdles. Do you remember like the first big setback you had as a podiatrist?
In school, or you mean when I was in residency, or after I came out, or what? When we?
After you came out.
Oh, after I'd like done with residency or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Actually, I my mom was very sick. She
Mm,
was diagnosed with cancer, and so one the first hurdle I had to get through was I had to leave my residency early. I made that decision because she had lung cancer, and there's no cure. So, and she was not a smoker. It was one of those deals, and so I left early. I still had completed enough to where I could practice, and I was already very serious with my current husband. We were dating. I don't remember if we were engaged, but I had already kind of figured out, okay, this is the decision I need to make. I don't want to look back and regret that I was missing time being around my mom when I could be,
of
what,
course.
how's that going to make me a better podiatrist? It's going to make me feel horrible. And I knew I had to make a decision. So that was like a big thing because, there's only so many residency spots. So, but it was at a time where I could still practice. So what ended up happening, instead of doing surgical podiatry, I chose to do primary care podiatry, but I don't regret that. So
Cool. What
yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
impact did that have on you?
well, um, I have a lot of perspective. I just don't ever, I just will never choose money over family,
Mm,
So it was a big financial decision like down the road, but I don't even remember thinking about that. I was like, I just want to be with my mom. I didn't at the time, but I mean, now looking back, like, yeah, I took a hit, like, as far as, um, how much, income I could make. But I mean, I don't even that, like, even just saying those words, it's like, ew, I didn't think about it until just now talking to you. I mean, my mom passed away 17 years ago about. So it wasn't really a decision. It was more like, this is the right thing to do, and I'll just do podiatry, primary care. And I'm busy, and it's great. Do I miss working in the operating room? Yeah, cuz I know you've worked in the operating room, and it's fun. It's a great experience. Um it's different, and I miss it. But I don't regret it.
hmm
So that was a
Let's
big
fa
one.
Yeah, let's fast forward. You ever have that like never again moment, like maybe where you felt like emotionally devastated, or because you weren't sure you can be like the best podiatrist you could be? You ever run into anything like that?
I think because I keep busy, I'm always taking care of other people, my kids, my dog is not really a person, but kind of is a furry person. My husband is like a big boy sometimes, and my patients, and I'm just always so busy. I think if anything, I don't have time to self doubt, or to have. To. I don't have time to think about it. I'm always in fast forward, which, to me, that's actually a bad thing, that I'm always like that. That's kind of why I'm trying to enter into different things. That's what's kind of drawn me into real estate. It's like a completely new path, or it's just interesting. It's intriguing. People are fun. They're having fun. It's just fun. I don't know. I'm just looking for some fun, and I mean, I love my job, but I'm looking to have fun and make money another way. And it's a lot easier. I mean, doctors, to earn money, it's a lot of work. It's
Hmm.
emotional. You're gone. You're just gone.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think, if anything, what I'm learning is I want my time back, and it's more like of a regret of, I wish I could have more time back with my kids, and that kind of thing, where for me, my regrets are more like, I went back to work when each of my kids was 6 weeks old because I
Hmm.
had patients to see. And
Hmm.
that's kind of, I don't like that. So my kids don't really care. They don't even remember. So I don't know why I hold that against myself, because they don't care. But they don't care. They don't remember. But it's like, I miss them as baby. I feel like I miss time with them. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so now I'm trying to figure out a way to do more with them, and but still have some passive income so I can do that.
Yeah. Like sounds like things are going fairly well for you. Is there
Yeah.
anything you would change in your profession if you could?
Um, I think that if I could go back, just maybe not worrying so much about things, and maybe doing a little bit better of a job of balancing things when I was younger. I mean, one thing I do admire about being in sub two with Pace, I admire that he's definitely doing, it seems at least he's doing a good job with being very busy and organized, but also saying, okay, I have to leave now. I'm going to go on a date with my beautiful wife. And it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Or I'm going to go spend my day with my kids now. And he's just good at compartmentalizing. And I think I'm good at that. I just wish I were better at it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's more like I think my husband and I have given so much to our practice and put that first. And um, I just wish we would do a little more. I'm hoping that by entering into either becoming a real estate agent or doing real estate or whatever it is, like it allows us to have income separate from podiatry so that we can spend more time with each other and kind of enjoy life a little more. Because it's always just go, go, go. And anybody who has kids, no matter what job they have, they don't need to be a doctor, it doesn't matter. Everyone's the same. You're just busy, and then you have kids before school, kids after school, and then vacation. And so it's just a balancing act. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think that I don't like the word envious, but I admire is a better word. People that do a really good job of passive incomes that it allows them. I think that's what I'm attracted to is the time, give the time. Like I'm so envious, or that's not the right word. I admire people that have a lot of time, and I don't have any time. Like I have no time. So
How would it be different from you if you were? How would it be different for you if you were able to get there?
as far, oh, you mean having time? Um, I can't imagine not being a podiatrist. So probably it would be like part time. More, I'm part time now, but maybe more part time. And then how would it be different? Um, I don't know. I think it would be really fun because remember, all I do is talk to patients all day, but it would be fun to be talking to colleagues, instead of talking to a patient and telling them what to do, like being creative with different deals or opportunities. And it's just a whole new world. I don't really know how to answer that other
How would
than
it make you feel?
really excited. um I don't know, I just feel like that would be so cool to be able to have either a business or a home, or being a landlord, a good landlord of course, where you're able to make money and enjoy life without being worried that you're missing work. It's like all we can do is not miss work. If we miss work, it's really bad financially. And so you're
Mm.
trapped a little bit. And it's like whenever you're on vacation or whenever you're not at work, you feel nervous, you feel uneasy. You can't ever, it's very difficult sometimes to relax. So I guess it'll make me feel like I can tell my husband, relax, it's okay. We have this other stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. What's prevented you in the past from changing your situation?
see, that's so funny. I never knew that I was allowed to have something else. Does that make sense? Like,
Mm.
I never knew. I mean, you've worked for doctors and you've worked in the medical field, so you understand. We're so it's a very strange thing because some of the doctors I work with are very savvy, very business savvy and invest. And I don't know how they knew to do that or who told them or if it was something their family. I don't know how. I guess I'm like, how come I didn't know about this? Um, I think we just didn't surround ourselves with the right people. Um, or I don't know. It's a weird thing, and I'm like kicking myself a little, but I guess we just it's our fault. But we just haven't been good, I guess, with choosing advisors or friends, or I don't know. And so I'm trying to turn things around and make new friends. And I mean, I've met you, and I've met a bunch of interesting people already in just the past few months. Um,
What changed? Why now?
um, Well, there's a lot going on in our life, but I think the main thing that happened was during COVID, we did not have income because we're both in the same field and we can't make income unless we go into work. And so that's really when it hit me like, whoa, we I need to do something else. And my husband cannot do it. So, but I can because I'm part-time. So it was, I think that was really when it hit, when we were stuck here with no income during COVID. So
Hmm. What are you gonna do if nothing changes? You keep doing the same thing for another, 5, 10 years.
no, I'm not, I don't know. Something's going to change. I mean, that's a great question, but I no, something's going to change. I mean, even if it means that I get my real estate license and work as a realtor part-time, that still would be okay with me because then I can have situations where maybe something comes up. So to me, it's like this is such a cool, interesting thing. You're helping people find a place to live, or you're helping people. It's just another way of helping people. It's really no different from being a medical provider. You're just helping someone with another situation. It's very similar, and it's also people skills. So to me, it's like this is so fun and so easy. Like, why didn't I know about this before?
Yeah. So if you could get into real estate and do it passively and do it in a way where you had some more diversified income, that's what you're looking for. That's what would do it for you.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's also pretty fun to learn a new skill, I mean, it's almost like I feel like my brain was dying, or I don't know how to explain it. You're just 20 years. And again, I love my job and everything, but this is actually a true story. So, and I don't know if I told you this when we've talked in the past, but we went to, we were up at Pebble Beach. It was my husband's dream to go to Pebble Beach. And before my son leaves to college and before my husband's back, he's already had one back surgery, is totally out. I said, we need to go do this. So we went to Pebble Beach and it's just, I don't know if it's just beautiful. And so we stayed, right there on the course and it was so amazing. So we were at Pebble Beach and I kind of walked out. I'm like, God, it's beautiful here. And then there were two gentlemen sitting there and I'm like, oh, do y'all live here? And they were probably in their 80s. Yeah, we live here. I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can't, the house is there. What do you think? 30 million,
Wow.
40 million? I mean,
Amazing.
60 million, who knows? I mean, who knows? I said, wow, this is so amazing. I said, that's so wonderful that you have the opportunity to live here. I could never, this is what I said. I'll never forget. I said, I could never live here. I'm a doctor. Like, there's no way, like, especially, today, podiatrists and, I don't remember, but it was along those lines. And these two 80-year-olds both turned to me. They're like, we're both doctors. And it really hit me. I'm like, how are they here and I'm not here? And it's not that I need to make that kind of money. That's not it at all. It's just, it really hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh, I'm just not investing or I'm not doing something correct. And it hit me that there's a lot of doctors that just doctor, and there's a lot of doctors that know how to save money, pay for their kids, their family, whatever is going on, but also take a part of that money and invest it properly. And we just did not know to do that. And it sounds really stupid, but we just didn't do it. I think a lot of the people that we've trusted and kind of looked to help us, we thought we were doing okay. And when that really hit me, I'm like, wow. And it's like Pace says, it's a mindset. And
Yeah.
again, I don't even need money to make me happy. It's just I just miss having time to say, let's go do this or that. We just don't have time. And it's more of like I would like to get my time back. That's really, I guess, the essence. Like, let's say my kids are in college and I want to go visit them. I want to be able to go when I want to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about freedom and time and having the
Yeah.
flexibility to make your own decisions on what that looks like.
Yeah. And just to be fair, I mean, if I need to take off, I can take off because I mean, I can do that. It's just if I do that, then that means income loss. So it's time and freedom without losing income.
Mm.
That it's kind of that combination. And I'm not saying anything unique. That's pretty much what everybody I hear says the same thing as me, that's interested in pursuing this. A lot of doctors are pursuing this field, a lot,
Yep.
and for the same reason. I worry that they'll quit being doctors because it's a lot easier to make money this way.
Mm.
That's a concern of mine. So
Interesting.
yeah, I don't see why you can't do both. A lot of the doctors that I work with do both. They do it all. I mean, I admire them.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I don't know, is it me or it's kind of like people don't talk about it. I mean, unless you're in the group where people are talking about it, it's not, I think it's like people want to keep it to themselves a little bit, because I'm like, why hasn't anyone like shared this with me? Or I just can't believe it. Like, and then once you start talking about it, then you find out every single neighbor is doing this, but nobody talks about it. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
All neighbors
Yeah.
up and down the street. Once I bring it up, oh yeah, we do commercial real estate investing. Oh yeah, we have a few houses here and here. Oh my god. So I
Yeah.
think people do it and they're kind of shy about it, which is okay. It's not, they don't have to. I'm just, I guess I'm like shocked that I'm this age and how can I be smart but dumb? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
it might have to do with, you're so busy in your profession and so busy being a doctor and helping people that you might not have the energy to be able to go out and learn about real estate, to go and search
yeah,
properties, because that's a whole nother business, right? That's a whole
it
nother
is.
set of skills that one would have to learn. And
It
so
is.
I can understand why maybe for some doctors it's hard to drop the practice and turn and focus on this when their whole life is practice and medicine and helping people.
Yeah.
And it's understandable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would be easier to figure out a way to have someone else help you with that, right? Which is probably why a lot of physicians turn to funds and to
Yeah.
syndications and to advisors and that sort of thing. And the other
Yeah.
thing that I was thinking about was, do you did you ever feel that um, maybe turning toward alternative ways of making income was somehow uh, maybe alienating your medical practice, like you were turning your back on medicine?
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think doctors are in a weird position because people think, "Oh my gosh, they make so much money," and there's like a resentment. But I don't think they understand all the like there's so many expenses, and you know what I'm saying? And so when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm like the worst quadrant." It's just so weird thinking you're like the best and you're actually the worst. You know what I mean? It was such a weird acknowledgement, but I'm happy. I mean, yeah, I think yeah, alienate yeah. There's definitely that concern, like, but the, yes and no. I think a lot of people now, things are changing. Ever since COVID, things are changing, and probably even before that, there's a lot of people that are opening up their eyes because of social media, um, learning so much. I mean, it's like this YouTube University. It's for real. It is for real. I cannot believe how much you can learn, and I guess part of it is that I just didn't know because I didn't know. But oh my gosh, there's so many amazing givers out there that just give advice on how to save on taxes and how to fix your air conditioning unit, how to fix a toilet. I always joke that my daughter doesn't need me because she's got a YouTube mom, because I swear she's probably looked everything up on YouTube.
Mm.
That but they don't need, I'm like, what am I here for? But yeah, honestly, at this point in my life, if a patient, I think patients should be hoping that all their doctors do something else, because then they won't quit. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? Like for me, I don't want to quit. I just want to be able to see patients and not worry about if I'm going to get paid by the insurance company or not. How nice would that be, that I go to work and I'm like, I can't wait to see my patients because I'm a realtor 4 days a week, making another source of stream of income. So if I don't get paid by my insurance company, it's not good, but it's not going to kill me.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Jessica, thanks for coming and talking to me.
Thanks for talking with me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge on living a, firsthand experience of what it's like being a doctor and seeing what it's like out there in the world. I don't obviously most people don't have that knowledge.
Well, all I can say is I think that if every doctor can find another stream of passive income, it'll only be good for everybody, not just financially, but it will be good because those doctors won't get as burnt out, and they will, because we need good doctors.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
if they can feel like they don't have to count on insurance companies, because let's face it, sometimes they don't pay and patients are mad and everyone gets mad. But if they can have another source of income and then really be treating patients because they want to be there and not having to worry so much about it, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.